What's going on, guys? Godflex here. Today I'm bringing you another storytime video. This storytime took place about 2 years ago in 2018. I went to go to Virginia to go visit my family up there. I was there for 2 weeks, and so this is the storytime where I got really scared. Freaking two redneck cousins freaking scared the heck out of me. And I'll tell you the story how. So basically, we go up there, and how the house is laid out is there's a first floor, which is the above the ground, and then the second floor is basement. So me and my cousins would chill out in the basements, and that's where we play video games and just sleep there. So one day we're talking about scary stuff, and then one of my cousins points to an Annabelle doll that he has above on the shelf, and I asked him like, "Oh, nice, like that's a cool replica," and he's like, "No, man, that's real." I'm like, "No, it's not." He's like, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "Stupid." He's because he was trying to mess with me because he likes scary stuff, so he buys all the scary replica stuff from the movie. He even had like a Chucky doll and all that, and it was freaking scary. So one day I go downstairs and everyone's gone, but the freaking Annabelle doll's in my bed. I'm like, the freaking asshole. So I just go and put Annabelle doll back to where it was. And so basically the next few days we're talking about more scary stuff, and we're talking about the YouTuber Mr. Nightmare. And if you don't know who that is, that's another YouTuber that tells a lot of scary stories on his channel, and I really like his channel. So when we're talking about his channel, when we're talking about it, he said, "Oh yeah, there's like some random man outside that comes out of the woods sometimes." Because like how the house was, it was like built next to the woods, so we're like deep into the woods. It was like nothing but trees. So he's like, "Yeah, there's this random man that comes out here and just stares through the window sometimes. We just go hide, and he eventually goes away." I'm like, "You're kidding?" He's like, "No, man, I'm being for real. Like it's out there. He's out there somewhere." I'm like, "No, man, you're kidding. You're kidding." "No, man, like he comes, and like we never like to mess with him because we don't know what he does." So after that story, I'm a little bit paranoid because I'm afraid of like what's gonna happen. So basically, a few minutes later, I want to go walk my dog, and so I take her outside. We're outside in the darkness, and I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with my friend at the time, and freaking when I'm talking, they had to. I'm just thinking about the story about like this man coming out of the woods, and I just remember walking up there with my dog, and we're there on the phone. And I'm walking around, and then there's how it is. It's like the whole area is dark, and there's only one like lamp post above the house that lights up one part of the house. So I'm walking, and as I'm walking, I see this figure in the distance behind the house, and it's like in the light. And since how it was, it's like I couldn't even see any features. I just saw a silhouette of a man just standing there staring at me, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I just go up to it. I move a few steps forward, and it just freaking sprints. It sprints like an Olympian back towards the bottom of the house, and it freaking disappears. And I start freaking out so hard. I hang up. I'm like, I gotta go. So I hang up, run inside, lock the door. My parents are like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "There was a freaking man. There was a man outside." And then he saw me, and then he ran away. There's a freaking man outside, and they're like, "Just lock the doors and make sure you just go downstairs. We'll be here." I'm going downstairs, and both of my cousins are there on the couch, and they're just sitting there like all quiet on their phones, and I'm like freaking out. And I told them everything what happened. I'm like, "There was a freaking man outside. There was a freaking man just sitting there staring at me." And when I took a few steps forward, he sprinted towards the house. And they're like, "What? You're kidding. You're kidding, man." I'm like, "No, I'm not. There was a freaking man." And he's like, "Stop messing with us." And so they're walking around, and they go. I'm like, "Guys, come outside with me." So we're looking with the flashlights outside the windows, and then we go up the stairs. I'm like, "I don't see anything. He was standing right here, guys, right here, and he's gone." And they're like, "Oh, I don't know, man. Like, you're probably messing with us." So we're going back inside. I'm like, "Guys, I'm not messing with you." And then one of them starts laughing. I'm like, "Why are you laughing?" "It was me." I'm like, "It was freaking you?" "Yeah, I was outside because I wanted to scare you. I just stared at you." I'm like, "You fucking asshole." And it freaking scared the heck out of me. It doesn't end there. So after that, they pranked me for that. After that prank they did on me, basically, they got a speaker. And they put the speaker in deep in the basement in the darkness, so I couldn't even see it. And so one day I'm just sitting there on my phone, and I hear, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." And I'm like, what is that? What is that noise? And they're like, "I don't even know what you're talking about." And it just keeps getting like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." You can find it on YouTube, but I'm freaking out over this noise, and so I'm like, it stops. So I go out there and investigate, and I go deep into the basement, and I hear, "Oh, oh, oh," and I freak out, and I run to the room, and I lock it. I'm like, "What is that?" And they're like, I'm like, "What?" "I put a speaker in there." I'm like, "You freaking buttheads." And so that ends all the scary pranks that they did to me, and then I ended up going home later. So my redneck cousins, if you're watching this video, hi. This video is about y'all. So hope y'all enjoy this what you did to me back 2 years ago. So I know you'll watch the channel sometimes. So I'll see y'all later. Bye, everyone.